Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of the Tab 5 Podcast. Of course, myself, Ryan, Joey, we're all here. It is a wonderful Sunday night. Uh, I would get a phone call in the middle of the intro. That's insane. Hello? Hello?
That's my type
Uh,
of shit.
Did Rashiva score?
uh, can I,
Rashiva did not score. Rashiva fumbled, but ground called a fumble.
are you right back?
So he's down.
Or you want to come on the phone?
Touchdown, Pacheco. Flag. No.
Anyway,
It stands.
All
It
right.
stands.
all right. So, what episode is this?
14. Episode 14.
14. That is crazy. It
Yeah,
feels
it
like we
is.
just started this yesterday.
Mhm.
That's kind of insane. But it's not a lot to talk about. We're really just talking about one thing today,
Yeah.
and of course, that is the college football playoffs, the rankings that just came out.
And
As
touchdown, Casey.
Fuck. Um,
For those who don't know, Ma and I are sweating this under. Oh my God, they had 14 players. The Packers had 14 players on the field.
Oh, geez, they had a lot.
all right. So, as of December the 3rd, the college football playoffs is set.
Yes, it is.
It's been a lot of controversy.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna get straight into it. Obviously, Saturday conference championship Saturday. Obviously, Texas beat Oklahoma State 49-21. Alabama beat Georgia 27-24. Of course, we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna leave it alone.
No, we'll
Michigan
talk
beat
about that
Iowa
later.
26-0,
Yeah.
and Florida State barely beat Louisville 16-6.
Yeah. Barely
Oh.
beat Louisville 16-6.
So, with those games and how they shaped out yesterday, the college football playoff rankings that originally we all agreed on was Washington number 1,
Michigan was
Michigan
number
number
2.
Florida State
Florida
number
State
3,
was number 3.
and then
That it was supposed to
it's still
be.
between Texas or Alabama
Yeah.
for the 4th spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we all originally agreed on. Okay.
Yeah.
And look, there's no bias involved. I didn't even say Alabama. That's
No.
crazy. I didn't. Hey, but the dream scenario that I had, and Ryan, you know this, and Joey, you know this. I said if they put Texas over Florida State, then they're gonna put Alabama
Bama.
over Florida. What the
Joey, what are you doing? Fuck you, what are you doing? Anyway,
Listen,
Yeah, I had to
listen,
do that just for the hell of it. I saw it. I was like, oh shit.
I'm going to clip that eventually.
Go ahead, please do.
I just want you to know.
I'll clip it. I'll clip it from the podcast.
I'm going to clip that. I need a timestamp
Go
and
ahead.
everything. I'm gonna
I'll
get
put it. I'll put it on my TikTok.
I got
but,
you.
But yeah, we literally said if they put Texas over Florida State,
They're gonna put Bama over Florida
I
State.
said they're gonna put Bama over Florida State.
Yeah, it made sense.
Little did we know.
Actually,
Little did we know. College football playoff rankings came out today.
4-hour
Michigan
long
said
fucking show. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, hour long, almost 2 hours for one show.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah, it was.
oh, that's when I
it
woke
was-
up late. Okay.
I hated that shit.
Yeah.
But, Michigan number 1, which is to the surprise of really no one.
No.
Washington came in at number 2
Mhm.
after beating Oregon for the Pac-12 championship,
Mm-hmm.
which is not going to be a thing come next season.
No. Damn.
That
Rest
is-
in peace,
yeah.
Pac-12. Rest in peace, Pac-12. No.
I mean, we'll get like Big Ten after.
Now
that.
we'll get Big
So,
Ten after dark, bro.
I
That
never
shit's
thought that would
insane.
be I never thought that would be a thing ever.
Oh.
But hey,
I think
here
it's
we
funny.
Are, you know? Washington number 2, Texas jumped to number 3.
Texas rolled Oklahoma State. That was funny.
was-
That game was
That was
funny.
a whooping. That was a whooping.
And then last but not least, Roll Tide Roll.
What was it? They had. What's that line they had us in the first half?
Hey,
They had
I'm
us
not
in the
gonna lie.
first half.
They had us in the first half, and now, now,
There's
now
4
we're
quarters of football.
and now we're the fourth ranked team in the college football playoffs. Alabama made the top 4, which left Florida State at number 5 and Georgia at number
Georgia was at
6.
6, yeah.
So it is set. The Rose Bowl will be Michigan and Alabama in Pasadena, obviously. And what's the other bowl? Is
It's
it
Sugar, I believe.
the Sugar Bowl? I would think it's the Sugar Bowl.
It's Texas, yeah, because they're playing in New Orleans.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like I don't know the bowl, but
It's
Texas,
Sugar Bowl.
Washington for the Sugar Bowl, and of course, obviously, the winner of those 2 games.
We
will
already
play
have
for
lines too. The initial line for Texas, the initial line for Texas Washington was Texas minus 4.5, Washington plus 4.5, and then the initial line for Bama Michigan was Bama plus 2.5, which I jumped all over. If you'll give me any points for Bama, oh baby, I'll take those right now.
Oh, somebody got hurt on the Chiefs.
But obviously, a lot of excitement, a lot of disappointment behind the college football playoff rankings today.
Yeah.
Florida State left out of the top 4, which, in my opinion, I mean, we're going to talk about that. But
That's half the reason why we're doing the podcast.
Yeah, but that's half the reason why we're doing the podcast. But Georgia, of course, out of it. They lost to Alabama on Saturday.
No.
It was pretty cut clear that they were not going to be in.
No, I don't even think. I mean, they finished 6th. So I don't even think they were in discussion for top 4. It was just a matter of whether they were going to finish 4.
Yeah.
And whether they were going to finish 5 or 6.
Right. But, I mean, yeah, we can go ahead and get into it. I mean, starting with number 1, obviously, is Michigan. And a lot of people do not like Michigan being number 1. I know doesn't like
I will say this. As much as I don't like it, I got no problems with it. with it. Like, you do what you did all year. You beat Ohio State for a 3rd straight year, turned up the hot seat even more on Ryan Day. Like, you just... And I will say this. The reason why a lot of people don't like it, because it's boring football. Like, not that they're a boring team, but they play boring football. But it's good enough to win every fucking week. Like, what are you going to do? They're led by J.J. McCarthy. They've got Blake Corum.
Donovan Edwards.
They've got Donovan Edwards.
They have, what, Bell? Receiver?
No, Ronnie Bell's in the NFL.
Bell's in the league now.
He's in the league.
Who's the other receiver I'm thinking about?
It's fucking
Wilson?
Yeah, Roman Wilson.
Ronnie Wilson?
Roman. I think it's Roman Wilson.
Wilson's okay.
Their defense took a big step forward this year. That's the one thing I will say. Their defense has looked a lot better. They won the Joe Moore Award again. Anyone who doesn't know what the Joe Moore Award is, it's given to the top offensive line in college football. I think this is the 2nd or 3rd straight year winning it. So that just tells you a lot that you need to know. I don't want to say they're a run-first team because they're not, but like they rely more on the run than they do the pass.
Yep.
But deserving number 1 for them. I mean, they beat Iowa. Didn't cover the... Oh, no, they did cover the spread. Never mind. That spread was 22.5. They won 26-0. Took care of business. We will see if J.J. McCarthy can throw against a defense like Bama. That'll be his first... That'll be his 3rd best defense he's played all year outside of Ohio State and Penn State. I don't think Iowa's defense really affected him much in the Big Ten championship game. I don't know. Mo, you have any thoughts on Michigan?
Michigan is just Michigan.
He's getting carted off the field. That's
I was going
good.
to say, I didn't even see how the injury happened. I'm like, oh, shit.
I mean, first off, you talk about Michigan, you have to talk about the whole sign stealing scandal that, happened
down the stretch.
Harbaugh got suspended.
He got suspended twice this year for that.
Which is, you kind of think about it. I'm not saying that really affected anything at all, because Michigan obviously played, in a top 2 type of level this year. They've always been the number 2 ranked team behind Georgia, and then once Georgia went down, obviously they jumped to number one.
Mhm.
Obviously, we all knew that was going to happen. So when it comes down to it, I just feel like Michigan is not the team that everybody thinks they are.
No, I
For the
agree.
sole
I
fact,
agree.
for the sole fact, we just saw this Michigan team in the college football playoffs last year, and they got into a shootout with TCU.
Mhm.
A game, by the way, they should have won by double digits, but
Who
they ended up
Michigan
losing.
should have? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's just how long. I just feel like what I'm getting at is how long are we going to keep letting Michigan keep getting into the college football playoffs? How long are we going to keep letting this happen?
Until they
Because yeah,
lose a game.
Yeah.
okay, I understand that, right? I
I
get
mean, I
it.
know they lost in the playoff last year, but like, they went undefeated again this year. They
Right,
Mm-hmm.
didn't
and they
really. They
went
didn't face.
undefeated.
I mean, outside of Penn State and Ohio State, they faced no competition.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm getting at. Like we keep letting teams get in that don't play
Deserve it necessarily.
anyone.
Anybody? Yeah, that's true.
I'm not gonna say that they don't deserve it. I'm not gonna say that because
No, because
yes,
they do.
at the end of the day, you have to play 12 games throughout the season.
Yeah, of
You
course.
play those 12 games. If you win all 12, okay, cool. You have a conference championship. You have to play. You win
Hmm.
that conference championship. Okay, cool. You should. I feel like if you win a conference championship, you should automatically be in college football playoffs,
And that
regardless.
speaking of automatically getting into the college football playoff if you win your conference championship, that is what they are going to do next year for the 12 team.
That's what I heard.
If you
Right.
win, I mean, obviously the Pac-12 is not going to be a thing anymore. So like, if you win the ACC, the Big Ten, the Big 12,
Big 12 and SEC.
or the SEC, you're
You're
automatically
automatic.
going to get a bye in the first round.
Yeah.
Jordan Love has all day.
Which is
Jesus.
why which is why I might and I feel like I'll enjoy the 12 team expansion
Yes.
next
I agree.
year for the sole fact that there are teams that are getting left out of the college football playoffs and they won their conference championship and Florida State was one of them. Yes, I understand, 13-0 and you win your conference championship. What do you like what else do
They
you
would
need
be in a
from this
12
team?
team playoff for sure. They'd have a bye in the 12 team playoff,
Right.
Yeah.
They'll have a bye. So
which is crazy. I mean,
it's just in my personal opinion, I feel like Michigan does not. Michigan has, if not the easiest, or if not one of the easiest, I think they have the easiest walk to the college football playoffs every
yeah, the
single
out of
year.
conference schedule was terrible this year too. They played
Now
like
that now that
UNLV, they played Bowling Green, there's a couple
right
other teams in there.
now that they're in a rhythm to where they're beating Ohio State now for the third straight year in a row.
Hmm.
What?
I was just agreeing with you.
Jordan Love. No, Jordan Love just did the nastiest that.
They're going for it on fourth down. Oh, Joey, you're ahead of me.
Oh,
Shut
you'll
the-
see.
It's fine.
My fault.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like Michigan has gotten the easiest cakewalk to the college football playoffs in the last 3 years,
Hmm.
given the fact that number one, they're now in a position where they're beating Ohio State every single year.
Yeah.
So once you beat Ohio State, you're automatically in because
Yeah.
you're gonna play who in the Big Ten. This is the second time that they've played.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think this is the third time that they.
This is the
played
third time
Iowa.
they played. I'm gonna check that while we keep
I
going.
think this is the third time in the Big Ten championship that they played Iowa. I
Yeah,
think this
and
is-
Iowa puts up no resistance whatsoever.
No, they have no offense, but
they have barely no offense, barely any defense. They're not
No.
stopping
they're
a
just
fly.
very slow.
It's not.
They're
Um,
not stopping a fly. So Michigan literally has the easiest path to the college football playoffs, whether you like it or not. Whether you're a Michigan fan or not, I don't really care. But
Yeah.
at the same time, they have the easiest route to the college football playoffs every single year. Now that they're beating Ohio State, this is the third straight year they beat Ohio State. This is the third straight year that they beat Penn State. This is the third
Mhm.
straight year that they're now in the Big Ten championship against a team that's not really going to put up a
yeah,
fight.
this is the third. This is the third year in a row they've played. They've played Iowa. In
They
that.
have the easiest route to the championship every single year. So it's
Mhm.
like, why do okay, most deserving. If that's how we look at it, who's the most deserving? Why do we keep letting Michigan get in?
Because they deserve it. What do you mean?
I know like wins count. Don't get me wrong, but then like
You can
when they get
only
to, like, their early process,
you can
don't
only
really
play
care
who
about-
you
but
play
you're-
on your schedule, though. That's the problem with that whole argument.
I understand that, but look at their key wins compared to everybody else that's in this top 4.
Who just
I guarantee you, I'm listing at least 3.
Green Bay
compared
just
to
scored again.
Michigan's 2. They did.
Yeah.
Christian
Christian
Watson.
Watson. It's gonna be 21-12 under his season cooked. That's a nice catch though by Christian Watson.
Yeah, it was nice.
What is 21-12? 12-1 is 32.
33.
Oh God. And there's still
33,
20 minutes of football left.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Hashtag big.
Hey, anything's possible at this point.
Yeah, I know.
Really. Is.
I look at it this way from the Michigan perspective, and then we'll move on. I mean, the thing is, and Mar, you know this, because the SEC sometimes does the same thing. You're too scared to schedule big out-of-conference teams early in your season, because if you lose a game, you're gonna get left out of the playoff. So, like, that's why teams schedule soft non-conference games early, for the sole fact that A, you stay undefeated, and B, you can beat the shit out of some of these teams and it's not going to matter. Like, you can beat up a Bowling Green, you can beat up a UNLV, you can beat up a... I don't know, pick a fucking team. Like... No. A&M went 5-7. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But like, that's why teams are so scared to schedule other Power 5 teams. Like when, I think it was a couple years ago, when Oregon went into Ohio State and just literally ran them out of the shoe. I mean, they still made the playoffs that year because that was the year they backdoored into. Was that last year? No, that was not the year they. Anyway, but like that set Ohio State off track early to make the playoffs. I don't know. I agree with Mar though. I think Michigan is. I think they probably have the easiest path to the Big Ten championship and then a Big Ten. Obviously, Big Ten championship, and then getting into the college football playoff. The problem, I mean, you look at what's coming in next year with Washington, Oregon, USC, and UCLA. Like, that's going to be fun. That's going to make it so much fun. And to just sit back and just watch everybody just beat the shit out of each other. I think it's going to be a great time. When we're on to Washington. Washington's a fucking team. They got some dogs at wide receiver. Holy shit.
Hey, Washington has really surprised a lot of folks.
Mm-hmm.
In my personal opinion, they definitely surprised me.
Yes,
of course,
I agree.
you have a Heisman candidate in Michael Penix Jr. at quarterback.
I think your three. Speaking of Heisman Trophy, I think your 3 Heisman Trophy candidates that are going to be in New York City is going to be Jaden. It'll be Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, and Michael Penix Jr. I think.
Yep.
I think.
I believe that.
I mean, if I'm missing
When is Heisman?
a couple weeks, I think.
Okay.
I know it's before the college football playoff.
Yeah. But,
Regardless.
Washington has definitely surprised a lot of folks. They definitely surprised me.
Yeah,
I
same.
will say that. But at the same time, we're talking about the Pac-12 here. Pac-12 where everybody beats on everybody.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Pac-12.
There is no escaping anyone.
No.
You have to go head first.
With everybody in that conference.
And duke it out with everybody in that.
You know what's funny too? Is the last year of the conference might have been the best Pac-12 football we've seen in 5-10 years?
Yeah.
This
might have been the best year for Pac-12 football.
Washington was good. Oregon was good. Utah was good. Arizona was good. Arizona went 9-3 in the Pac-12.
Yeah,
USC was good until they fell off a cliff. UCLA was okay. Oregon State was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Obviously it came down to we got Oregon Washington the first time. Oregon won on field goal. Washington won on field goal, and then we got it again in the Pac-12 championship game, and Washington just stomped them. If I'm Texas, I'd be a little concerned playing this team.
Yeah.
The problem is, though, I mean, we'll get to Texas in a little bit, but I think Washington, probably one of the most not underappreciated stories. I don't want to say it like that, but, like, most unheard of stories in college football this year. Like, let's be honest, outside of, like, all of us who are, like, diehard college football fans, there's 90% of, there's, like, a good chunk of college football that's, like, once you get past, like, a certain part of the country, nobody cares about the Pac-12. Like, nobody cares about the West Coast. Because all those games and more, we have the phrase that is now dying, Pac-12 after dark. Like, that's what we do. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've stayed up watching USC play God knows who, or Oregon playing, or, like, Arizona playing Arizona State. Like, that's what I come home to sometimes from work. Like, I come home on a Friday knowing I can stay up till 12:30, 1 o'clock watching USC play Oregon, or USC play somebody, or like it's just fun, is what it is. It's fun football. For the love of God, I can't remember who the Washington the starting running back is, but he's pretty fucking good too. Their defense is good. Oh, their defense is okay. I don't want to say
have some decent pieces.
I want to say it's great, because I mean they struggled a couple times this year. Obviously, they got 33 put on them the first time against Oregon. Who did they almost lose to? Was it? Oh, it was Arizona. Was it? No. Was it Washington State or Arizona that they won 15-7? They
Washington State.
Washington State beat them. Oh no, Washington State almost beat them. No, it was the Arizona game where they won 15-7. They won that game 15.
Yes.
They only scored 15 points.
Yes.
But I will also say this. That Washington offense is pretty fucking. It's like Michael Penix looks like Tua out there sometimes with catch RPO and just let it rip. It's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's a fun offense to watch. I will say that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Washington, again, for Washington to be the team that got out of that. Well, let me rephrase that. For Washington to be the team that escaped out of the Pac-12 unscathed, no losses, with the conference championship.
That's wild.
It's kind of impressive.
Mhm.
That's just me.
It
I don't
is.
know about y'all,
I agree with you.
but last year when USC, they were in the conference championship game last year. They played Utah, who already had 2 losses.
Mhm.
Utah beat them.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do at that point? Nobody from the Pac-12 was in the college football playoffs last year. No one, because the conference champion was 10-2.
Mhm.
What do you do? But now we have a Pac-12 champion that is undefeated, no losses. They have beaten every team that they played. They were scheduled against. They beat them. They played Oregon twice. They beat Oregon twice. I don't care how they beat them. I don't care how they won. I don't care how they did.
Win.
A win is a win. If you're beating Oregon, who's one of the better teams out of the Pac-12, you're beating Oregon. Hey, honestly, you're doing something right, and I think that's just that. If you're beating USC, Caleb Williams, that offense, if you're beating them, you're doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
If you're beating these teams in the Pac-12, you're doing something right, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the sole fact that these are not easy games.
Yeah.
These teams are putting up 30 points a game.
Which is insane. Well, we've all known
crazy.
this, that the Pac-12 isn't the greatest defensive conference in the entire country, but
No,
like
it is not.
I mean, even Utah's formidable defense looked not normal this year. I mean, but also, you know what's kind of cool about this Pac-12? It's been completely built with quarterbacks from the transfer portal. DJ Uyunglele transferring from Clemson to Oregon State.
He's transferring again, by the way.
Dante, and I'll get there in a second. Dante Moore transferring from Oregon to UCLA. He's in the portal. Michael Penix Jr. beating Penn State in 2020 on the ball that never crossed the goal line, transferring to Washington and looking really good. Bo Nix transferring from Auburn. Like, this conference has been... Oh, and then how can we forget Caleb Williams transferring from Oklahoma? Like,
USC, yeah.
and that was a whole fucking... Well, that was a whole thing, too, because he brought Lincoln Riley with him.
How about Spencer Rattler? Oklahoma. That's years ago. Never mind. I'll discard that.
That was also SEC, but
Yeah,
but like
it's fun.
It's kind of fun to see the Pac-12 being built around transfer quarterbacks. But it works. It's weird, but it works. I think this Washington team is gonna be okay against Texas. I think, I mean, Ma, you, Joey, and myself, we watched the Pac-12 championship game. Roma Danzi is a fucking dog.
Beast.
That wide receiver room as a whole made some of the most ridiculous catches I have ever seen in college football Friday night. That was wild. And I'll give Michael Penix the credit where it deserved. He might not be perfect with his accuracy, but man, he puts balls in windows where you shouldn't be able to fit footballs. Like, he was making some stupid throws.
And I know you said Roman Ude. They also have the number 2, McMillan's a beast, too.
Yeah, I always forget about him.
He's the option B, who's... I think, honestly, the crazy thing is I think all 3 of those guys are going pro after this year.
Oh, yeah.
Penix
will go, Dundee will go. Dundee, he'll go first round. He'll be a first round.
Dundee's going first round.
He'll be a
McMillan's
first round wide receiver. He could be a second or third round pick.
I'll say about probably right now I have him in the round 2 range, but that's another show I can get into. But
I don't know who the running back is, and it's pissing me off that he's escaping me. But he's fucking, he can go get it too. I'm curious to see how they match up with Texas defensively. Because, and actually that's actually a perfect way to segue into Texas.
The third ranked team in the college football playoffs is the 12-1, not Pac-12, Big 12 conference champions in their last season as a Big 12 competitor.
You know what's funny, Mar, is the fact that this team just basically gave a big middle finger to the Big 12. They were like, yeah, we're leaving, but we're going to win the trophy one last time. Brett Bowlesby, the Big 12 commissioner, looked so pissed off that he had to give Texas the trophy after they won. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Obviously, Texas absolutely dog-walked Oklahoma State in their conference championship game. But this is where the line starts to slowly fade away. Texas is now getting ready to face some very well put together competition in the SEC.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun.
Which is going to be fun. It's definitely going to be fun. But at the same time, you have to sit here and have to really think: is Texas going to come into this conference and absolutely run the table?
No.
I say no.
I say no, but I think their defensive line, the way it's constructed right now, can do some damage in the SEC.
I'd say give them a year.
I agree.
Because here's the thing. A lot of people don't like this about the SEC, but I'm going to tell you. The SEC has produced almost a good 60-70% of the talent that's currently in the NFL.
Oh, it's awesome.
Which is insane to think about.
Yes,
right?
it is. It's completely insane.
I mean, you can go down the list of teams, and you can find at least 3-4 people on a roster that is from an SEC school.
Yeah.
And it's more than likely either Bama, Georgia, LSU, Tennessee,
There you
or
go.
Florida,
Yep.
or Auburn. It's so much talent that's in the league now. That's from the SEC. When Texas makes the jump over to the SEC, a lot of people are going to want to go to Texas because the thing is, it's so much publicity in the SEC.
Yeah, that is
It's so
true.
much recognition. It's so much recognition that you're getting in the SEC for playing in the SEC,
Yeah.
for being a part of the SEC.
It's that badge on your jersey and on your helmet. Yeah, absolutely.
That badge on your jersey and that badge on your helmet. Everybody is looking at it.
Mo, what's that
Everybody
phrase? It just
is
means
looking
more?
at it. It just means more.
That's
Yep.
the phrase.
It just
Um,
means more. It means more. So I say give them a year because they're going to start recruiting. They're going to bring in people. They're going to bring in a larger crowd, in my opinion, when they make the jump to SEC. When you make that jump and you're a part of a conference that's actually worth something, I'm not. Hey, call it what you want, but the SEC is worth something.
Mhm.
Clearly, it's worth something.
Of course it is.
With all the talent that you see in the league right now is from the SEC. I mean, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle,
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, who was originally a Bama quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have legends that used to be a part of the SEC. Peyton Manning, Eli Manning.
Yeah.
It's so many names that you can go down and say, hey, like they were once here.
Yep.
They were once here at one point. So, with that being said, it's the sole fact of the matter is that Texas, defensively, I think they're going to be too much for Washington. Now, granted,
Touchdown,
because
Kansas City.
I think Washington ends up beating Texas. Don't get me wrong,
I might take it the over.
because one thing about it is Washington is going to score, and they're going to score, and they're going to
Yep.
score, and they're going to score, and they're going to score.
Yeah.
They're going to score until they cannot score anymore.
Anymore. Yeah, that's
That's
true.
Look at that.
That's how Washington plays. You will have to stop them
Yeah, that's the thing.
before you have to stop them before they get rolling. Because once they start rolling, there is no stopping.
No.
It's just
Not
not.
even close.
My total in
Yeah.
this Chiefs game is at 40 right now. We're hanging
Look
on
at that.
48 and a half.
We're
Oh,
pushing.
God.
Pushing.
You know what I'm excited just to see as a whole in this game is just the wide receiving core. Because on one side you've got a Dunze and Joey. What's the other kid's name?
Xavier Worthy.
Xavier. No. Xavier Worthy plays for
Oh, Dunze and I think it's I don't know his first one. His last name's
Dunze McMillan for Washington, and then you've got Xavier
Texas.
Worthy and A.D. Mitchell for Texas. Like that's
Mitchell
gonna be
fast as shit.
fun.
Mitchell fast as hell.
You know A.D. Mitchell won 2 national championships with Georgia, right?
Yeah, and then he transferred over to Texas.
Yeah. I don't know why you transfer.
Imagine
Like,
if he transfers to Texas and gets a natty with Texas.
why would you?
Starting his
I
career.
know why he wanted to transfer, but like, you could be a wide receiver one at Georgia right now. Like, fuck.
That'd be filthy though.
Um,
Imagine if he wins 3 natties before he goes pro.
I think this game's gonna be one in the trenches. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yes.
This game is definitely going to be one in the trenches.
That Texas defensive line is disgusting.
It is.
They have
But
dudes.
The question is the secondary going to be able to keep up with this receiving core? I don't think so.
Give me the over. Give me the over. It's at 63 and a half, which is a problem.
And of course, finally, the last
Ooh.
team remaining.
Can I budge in for 1 second?
Oh, go ahead.
Texas A&M just hired Sean Spencer as their new defensive line coach. Oh,
Oh,
baby.
fuck.
Oh,
fuck
baby.
that guy.
You hear where Elijah Robinson went?
Yeah.
He's
I
gonna go
did.
be the defensive coordinator at Syracuse.
Fuck
He's
that
gonna
guy,
try and
too.
parlay this into a head coaching job. I guarantee it.
Fuck that guy. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Well, hang on. I want to ask a question while I'm googling this. Who do you think can score more points, Texas or Washington? And that's the question. Because the over's sitting at 63 and a half right now.
Damn, really?
You want me
Yes.
to be completely honest?
Is it Washington?
Yes.
I thought so.
It's
Also,
going to be Washington. There's no doubt about it.
we need to figure out if let's see. You know what sucks too is it's the fact that Texas lost Jonathan Brooks for the year because he did something. He hurt something. I mean, they got to rely on C.J. Baxter, which is going to be okay. But you know what's funny about this Texas team? And I heard this listening to a podcast tonight, is they have the best quarterback room in the playoffs right now. With Quinn Ewers, Texas does. With Quinn Ewers, Malik Murphy, and Arch Manning.
And
Like,
Malik
that's...
Murphy's smart. He should transfer.
Malik Murphy, I think, should transfer. Arch Manning's not going to transfer. But I think
No,
Malik
Arch's not
Murphy,
going.
I think Malik Murphy will transfer eventually.
I think Malik Murphy can be a QB1 somewhere.
Oh, yeah, of
He
course.
definitely could be.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely could be.
Mar, who do you think scores more?
Got to be Washington.
I think I have to agree with you. I think it's got to be
Yeah.
Washington, too.
My
Which is
answer was
insane. I wish the over was a
It
little
definitely-
lower than 63 and a
It
half, but
definitely
Jesus.
is, but at the same time, I can see that happening. I
Mhm.
can see that. I can see this like I don't know. I can just see this turning into a full blown
Shootout.
down to the wire shootout.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun football.
But
To
I
where
think-
who has the ball last could win it. Scoring.
Yeah.
But I think Washington would win.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
Washington- I don't know if y'all noticed. I don't know if y'all. Well, I know y'all watched the Pac-12 championship, but Washington's clock control.
Oh, it's
is
fantastic.
incredible.
Their time of possession is
Fantastic.
fantastic.
When I tell you, and a lot of people don't like me when I say this, but
Mm.
time of possession is how you win games.
Exactly.
Oh, of course.
If you are keeping if you're keeping that other offense off the field, you don't.
You're
have
winning.
You're
to
going to win the game.
If you are able to, like, a lot of people don't understand. You're playing 60 minutes of football.
Mm.
If you can be on that field, if your offense can be on that field for at least 30 minutes of that game,
You're going to win the game.
Yep.
you're going to win that game. You're going to win that game. You are in more positions and more spots to score more points than the other team. Granted, Oregon, they kept the game close with the time they did have. But at the same time, Washington just had the ball so much more to the point where you have to capitalize on every single drive that you have if you don't have the ball. Which is why, when Oregon was scoring, it seemed like they were scoring at will because of the sole fact that they were barely touching the ball. So
Yeah.
when they did touch the ball, they knew that they had to score. We got to score. We got to score. We got to score. If we don't score, we're screwed. Because they are holding the ball they were already holding the ball for like 20 minutes going into halftime.
Yeah.
That's like if your defense is not able to get off the field and they're letting that offense stay on the field for 20 minutes of the first half, that's no.
That's
You're
what
not
it felt like tonight during the Eagles game.
You're not going to win like that. So
And now,
I feel like it comes down solely to the time of possession, which
Yeah.
Washington excels heavily in.
Mar, do we want to get to the last team?
The last team, number 4, certainly
Not least. Nope, not tonight.
Roll
Tide roll.
Alabama Crimson Tide is the 4th team in the college football.
They're
playoff,
back
which
from the
is
dead.
Back from the dead. Hey.
But were they ever dead? Were they ever dead? Some people might say no. I would say
I
no.
don't think they were. I
Some
don't think
people
we
wrote
were.
them off.
Now, yes, look, I am a Bama fan, but let me be completely honest when I say this. I don't think we were. I think whenever we figured out our quarterback situation, I think we were going to be okay.
I don't know why the hell you
And-
benched.
But they had a slow start in the beginning, but
Yeah, but that's just. They were trying to
like I said,
figure. Well,
they were trying to figure out who was going to be Bryce Young's successor. Of course, I understand you brought in other guys like Ty Simpson, who's a freshman, right? Then you had the other
No.
Notre Dame kid.
I think he's a sophomore. Ty Simpson was the. Oh, I don't know why the hell they brought in Tyler Buckner. That was a big waste
Yeah,
of
that
time.
was I don't know, but I guess he thought, oh, Milroe sucks, and I'll beat him. And
Well, no. They brought in Tyler Buckner because of Tommy Reese. That's why they brought in Tyler Buckner. Regardless, This Bama team, I might put a couple something on them to win the whole thing.
Hey, listen.
I already have I will say this, fully disclosed, I have the plus 2.5 already against Michigan. The fact that it was plus money to begin with is shocking to me.
I just want to say.
Shocking.
Okay. When we beat Georgia Saturday night, obviously, for those who know, I absolutely hate Georgia with a passion.
So do I.
Absolutely. Not because they're good, not because they win. It's because whenever somebody beats Alabama, every single time, oh, Alabama's not good anymore and they suck. I'm like, okay, cool, all right. Y'all feel good because listen, Georgia. I understand. Georgia is one of those poverty dynasties.
Hey, they've won 2 straight national championships. I don't know if they're poverty, but you believe what you want.
To us, that's poverty. We've been there and done
That's fair. Yeah.
Like there is nothing. I just want to be clear when I say this. There is nothing that a Georgia fan can say to me that could possibly get under my skin.
Of course not.
Because everything that they have done in the last 2 years, we've done that already.
You've already done I was gonna say. You know what I like about this Bama team? They play complementary football.
Yeah.
They're probably the best team in the playoff at playing complementary football.
Yeah. And that man Milroe's playing out of his damn
Jalen
mind.
Milroe has looked like Bryce Young at the past few weeks with some of his throws.
Jalen Milroe looking like Cam when he had his freaking run. Boy's looking out of his mind.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Mar. This defense also is disgusting.
Dallas Turner.
Now here's the thing, and here's what I need to know. I know Kool-Aid's got a month to recover, but like I know he left the championship game with some form of injury. I'm sure he'll be fine and ready to go once the playoffs roll around.
Corner Arnold's been looking good.
Oh yeah, Terry and Arnold's a first round pick as far as I'm concerned.
Terry and Arnold, Dallas Turner.
Dallas Turner is so good.
And then that's just on the defense. You talk about the offense. You know, you have Leighton that's going to be a first rounder.
So good. I mean, you look at this running back room of Jace McClellan, who's come into his own. You've got Roydell Williams. You've got Justice Haynes. Like this, I know Justice Haynes is only a freshman, but like this wide receiver room, this running back stable's pretty fucking nice. Then you go into the wide receiver room. You've got Ja'Cory Brooks, who flew under the radar a little bit this year. Obviously, your number one wide receiver was Jermaine Burton. You got Kendrick Law. You got Malik Benson. Like, this is a good wide receiver room. I don't know much about your tight ends. I apologize. I don't know any of your tight ends, actually. Jesus Christ. I think I might put something on Bama to win it all. I might just have to put something on Bama to win it all. I don't want to, but I think they're the best team to do it right now. What are your thoughts, Mar?
I mean, we can just kind of skip the whole Alabama gig and let's talk about the Florida State thing.
Conundrum?
Yeah.
Is it a conundrum, though? That's the question. I will say this.
Just know, before the college football season, we all made our predictions, and Florida State was my pick to get to the playoff. And
yeah, I forgot
of course,
about that.
If Jordan Travis doesn't get hurt, you know, I think it's honestly a different story, and they don't miss the playoff.
No,
honestly.
of course not. I look at it this way. I get it. You lost your starting quarterback. He broke his leg. Nasty injury, too. Please don't watch it. If you want to watch it, don't watch it. It was nasty.
It's not pretty.
And then you lose him. Rodemaker comes in. You win your last 2 games of the season. Good for you. You end up playing Louisville in the ACC championship game. Louisville.
One of them.
And then you let your defense essentially eat Louisville alive. With Jared Verse and all them guys up front just pinning out you's back and just going downhill. I kind of feel bad for Florida State. Because I'm not going to lie to you. Watching that offense.
Oh, no, you don't.
Watching that offense would have been fun.
Tell you why.
Well, actually, and I'm going to counter my own point here and tell you why I don't feel bad for them in a minute. But I would have liked to watch Trey Benson, Keon Coleman, and Johnny Walker go to work. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
I will say this. Keon Coleman, second round pick? First round pick? One of the two. Trey Benson, I think, still has eligibility left. I think he'll declare, though.
And then Wilson is
I don't know what Johnny Wilson is.
I don't know. Depends on what they tell him. I think some scouts.
He might have a COVID year left.
I think he's 6'6", 6'7".
He's
so it wouldn't be shocked.
massive.
It wouldn't be shocked if some team trying to say, "Hey, you're already big enough. Do you think you can try to play a little bit of tight end?"
He's not bulky enough to play that tight end. He's a fucking wide
No,
receiver.
he's
He's built like a
not
wide
built
receiver. He's
I
not
didn't
built
say
like a tight end. He's built like a wide receiver. That's the
Isn't he like
thing.
225? He's 225.
It doesn't matter. I don't think
You can add. He's not that fast as
What
it
are you
is,
doing?
so you can add some weight to it.
Oh,
But
The only thing is because you know how to block.
but the thing is, I don't feel bad for Florida State. I'm gonna tell you why.
tell us why.
Because-
Educate us. Educate the people.
Because I don't feel bad for Florida State because they put Texas up Florida State. I don't feel bad.
And as soon
That
as
was-
they put Texas over Florida State, you knew Bama was coming right behind them.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was the mistake. That was the mistake.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do anything for this selection, you put Florida State at 3,
Yeah.
Yep.
and whoever at 4, Bama or Texas, does not matter. You know, I wasn't really expecting us to make it, but I literally said it out loud. I said, the only way we will make it is if they put Texas over Florida State.
We were talking about it. I think Saturday night we were talking about it. We were talking about it last night.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were really talking about it last night. I said they are going to fuck up and they're going to put Texas over Florida State. And if they do, they're going to put us over Florida State.
Yeah.
Florida State's going to get snubbed. Nobody was believing me. Nobody was, nah, they're not going to do that. Florida State's undefeated. They won their conference championship. But guess what?
They didn't make it.
Look at the way you won your conference championship, though. You only beat Louisville 13-6 or 16-6. Like that's not saying much.
It's not the greatest win,
No.
but at the same time, as we were talking about the automatic bid with the conference championship, I feel like if you're winning a conference championship, you should automatically be in.
That's why it'll help next year.
Right, but at the same time, we're talking about the ACC, which is one of the weakest conferences.
This is the weakest I think we've seen the ACC in
Yes. A while.
10 years.
Years.
Because I mean, they were sending Clemson to championship games. Clemson won a couple championship games.
Yeah.
They sent. I mean, Florida State won a championship in 14 with. Not 14. They won the last BCS game because Florida State beat Oregon, I think. That was the Jameis Winston Calvin Benjamin game.
Yeah.
Oh God, Calvin Benjamin. Now I feel
Benjamin.
old.
Right.
But like, you know why I don't feel bad for them? Because I look at my Nittany Lions in 2016 that won a conference championship and got snubbed, and the committee put Ohio State in. And you know what's funny too, is the fact that nobody. I mean, obviously Ohio State wasn't ever gonna make the playoffs. But people, I was reading stuff on Twitter on Friday afternoon, Friday evening at work. And people were like, oh, don't forget about Ohio State. I'm like, forget what? They didn't make a conference championship game. They lost to Michigan for the 3rd year in a row. Like, they're not going to make the playoffs. Like, just stop. And I know they were sitting there at 6 or 5. But, I never entertained Ohio State making it. And after Georgia lost to Bama, that immediately kicked Georgia to the curb.
And I've seen a lot of people try to say, "Oh, the only reason why Bama made it because overall playoff rank viewings, can't imagine not seeing an SEC team in there. I'm like, no. The only reason why Florida State didn't make it, as you guys said, when I woke up before I joined, I saw who the Final Four was. I'm like, oh my God, Texas made it over Florida State. That's all I said. Texas made it over Florida State.
I will say this. I'm happy with the
think that's
4 we
amazing.
have. I'm really
I
happy
got no
with the
problem
4
with
we
the
have.
I got no problem with the 4. But to somebody really try to say, oh, there has to be an SEC team in the playoff. I'm like, look, one of these times there's not going to be an SEC team.
You know what would have been
It's not-
funny though? You know what would have made this whole thing even more funny? Is if Oregon would have beat Washington Friday night. That would have made things so
That
much
would've
more
been
fun.
shade.
Florida State would have been in it.
Yeah, if Oregon would have beat Washington, Florida State would have made the playoffs. I think.
It would have been in it. It would have been Michigan, Florida State, and then Texas and Alabama.
Mhm.
Literally. But the thing is, like I said, they put Texas over Florida State. I instantly knew when I saw Texas appear as the 3rd seed.
Mhm.
They put Texas over Florida State. They're going to put us in it.
Mhm.
I knew it off rip. I literally called. I said, they're going to put us in. Watch this. They're going to put us in.
Yeah, and they put you in.
Florida State going to get snubbed, and they put us in.
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad for Florida State because you want to talk about anybody, and like I said, that's one thing with being a Bama fan. At this point, I'm used to it.
Yeah, of course.
People
You have
do
to be.
not
You
like-
have to be.
People don't like when we win. People just don't like
I
it.
don't,
They
but I
don't
give
like,
y'all credit at least.
They don't like when we succeed. They don't like when we win. They don't like when we do anything.
Yeah.
We breathe, and they don't like us.
I do like y'all draft picks, though. I do like y'all draft picks,
That's
though.
so funny.
And that's fine, you know. But at the same time, it's like that has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with us at all. They just don't like it when we get, we get what we deserve. We beat the number 1 team in the nation.
Yeah, of course.
Saturday night.
Yep.
And even though it was 27-24, there were times when Bama was ahead, or it didn't feel like the game was that close. You know what I mean?
No.
You know the old sayings, the game wasn't as close as the scoreboard indicated. That was what that game felt like at points.
Georgia at one point was on a 29-game win streak,
Mhm.
dating back when they beat us.
Yeah.
29-game win streak over the last 2 years.
Mhm.
So, and you're telling me we don't get a playoff spot for being the number 1 team in the nation?
That was easy. Once I saw
you
that win, I'm
thought,
like,
like-
y'all got in.
Yeah.
Did you think the committee was going to let that slide?
No.
Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
No.
Hell to the no.
The thing about it is, you beat the number 1 team in the nation. What do you say at that point? You don't say anything.
No. You can't say
Like I said,
anything.
It's been 29 games that Georgia has played, and they've won all 29. Like I
Mhm.
said, dating back to when they beat us.
Yeah. Which is
So dating
wild.
back- when they beat us in the national championship 2 years ago,
Mhm.
from that point forward, they won 28 games straight. 29 games. 29-game win streak, and they lost Saturday night.
Mhm.
You mean to tell me 2 years straight, somebody finally beats them, and they're not going to be in the college football playoffs?
Mhm.
But it's because it's Bama. Oh, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve to be in. I'm like, hey, tell the committee that.
Yep.
That has nothing, at that point, it has nothing to do with me.
And I seen the
Good.
video of when Michigan heard that Bama got 4. They're like, got
Yeah, 'cause
quiet
we
as
know.
hell.
Because Michigan already know. They already know.
Like, they
Yeah,
gave him like,
we are
oh,
not about
shit,
to-
yeah, round of applause.
We're not
But
about to bullshit with them. They
No.
already know. They know that. They thought that they were going to get Florida State and they're going to get a cakewalk.
Mhm.
Not around this time. Nope.
no.
Not this time. I refuse. At the end of the day, like I said, it's the sole fact of the matter is that that's just what it is.
Mhm.
And yes, is the committee at fault? Yes, the committee is definitely at fault. I'm not saying they're not,
Mhm.
because they are.
Yeah.
In the committee's logic, like we've talked about earlier today, strength of schedule, your key wins, your record, and do you win a conference championship?
Yeah. And I think it's fitting that both Texas and Bama made it, considering Texas went into Tuscaloosa and beat Bama, and if they both win, I would love to see a rematch, a part 2. That would be
Honestly,
epic.
I didn't expect us to make it because they
Because
beat
of that?
Brazilian.
Yeah, I there were a lot of people saying that too, but I'm like, that's not a loss. I mean, I know you guys lost by 10, but that's not a loss that eliminates you from the college football playoff when you're losing to a team that's as good as Texas. Like when Oregon lost to Washington the first time when they played in Eugene, they didn't necessarily eliminate them from the playoff. At least I didn't think it did. Obviously, we all knew they were going to play again for the Pac-12 championship, which is fine. What? But I think if there's one big picture thing I'm taking away from this, kind of much would have rather just kept the BCS. Much would have rather just kept the BCS for the last 10 years. Jesus.
Green Bay just scored a field goal.
That's fine. That's fine. We're still under.
Man, you better tell Green Bay's defense to go stop Mahomes.
We're at
They've-
43.
We're 43. Oh, we're so
Yeah.
screwed.
43, bro.
We're
And
so
they're-
screwed.
And the Chiefs need a touchdown.
Yeah. And there's still 6 minutes left.
Oh,
And there's still 6 minutes left. This feels dead in the water.
damn that.
I think we should finish the episode by picking our final and who wins it.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna go through these bowl games. Of course, it's 2 games we gotta pick from, and then one last game.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll just start with the Michigan Alabama. Y'all already know where I'm at with that game.
I
Fuck it.
have already
Keep the
locked
points.
in Bama.
Keep the points. We don't need it.
I've already
I
locked
don't
in
want the
Bama
point.
plus 2.5. I locked it in.
I don't want the point.
I don't blame you.
I don't want the
Bama
point.
money line?
Bama money line.
Smart
all
play.
the way. You know what
Hell
I
yeah.
want. Everybody knows what I want. I
Mhm.
want Bama to win.
I agree with you. Bama money line.
And before I say my pick, I'll say this. Once, because I slept in late, once Mar told me who the final 4 teams were, and I was like, okay, I'm like, Mar, you know Bama's going there. I said, what'd I tell you, Mar? We don't need the points, take the money line. And I'm not even a Bama fan. Clearly, you see, I am a Tennessee Volunteer fan.
Gross.
But
Keep the points. We don't need it.
But
Mhm.
I'm telling you, this Bama team this is the Bama team right now that's hot, and you do not want to see them when they're playing hot.
Yeah.
And plus, Nick Saban in the playoff, that's a too scary combo that you do not want to try to get involved with. But
Bama's
Bama.
plus 200 to win the Natty right now, by the way.
Mr. Harbaugh is tight.
Let's see if-
everything.
let's see if Harbaugh shows up to a big game. We'll see about that one.
Let's see if he steals some signs this time. Let's
Yeah.
see if that
Mhm.
works. But yeah.
Yeah, so we're all on Alabama.
We're all on Alabama. I like that. So we have Alabama facing the winner of Texas and Washington in the championship game.
I got Washington.
I got Washington.
I would love to see the
I would love to.
rematch.
I think we're all in agreement again.
I can't
would
pick
love-
against
I've got
FedEx,
Washington.
bro.
I
Beating
would love
Texas.
to see that
FedEx.
rematch. I would pay to see that rematch. But
But
if we are looking at who's scoring more points and who is getting those points on the board when it's needed,
it's
it's
Washington.
Washington. Washington is scoring at will.
Mm-hmm.
They have the receiving core, and then Michael Penix Jr. is just a dog.
And
Mm-hmm.
before we get to that final matchup, I just realized if both of those teams actually win, that's 2 dogs on paper for betting on the 4 books are both dogs to win.
Yeah, it is. That is true. I might actually take Washington money line.
All right.
That's my lead.
So, got Bama beating Michigan. We're all in agreement to that. It's
Yes.
unanimous. We
Mhm.
have Washington beating Texas, which is unanimous. The final game, Alabama, Washington, January 8th.
In Houston, no
And
less.
in Houston, yeah.
Mhm.
That's a first. It's always been in New Orleans for some odd
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah. Oh no, it was in LA a couple years ago, I think.
Yeah, it was in LA a few years ago, but that's neither here nor there.
Mhm.
But in Houston, Alabama, number 4, number 2 Washington. Again, it's going to be one hell of a game. I think it's going to be one hell of a game. I feel like Washington has not played a defense like ours.
No, Washington hasn't played a defense. Washington won't have played a defense like yours or Texas's all year. And
Yeah.
that is going to say something. That's definitely
Yeah.
going to say something.
Yeah, it is. Well,
Can you
yeah.
imagine what the SEC haters are going to say if Nick Saban wins the national championship with like this kind of a roster? This isn't a roster that's.
That would be a GOAT status, even more.
I don't think. I mean, this roster is good, yes, but this roster isn't built like in years past where you just have 5 stars at every single position. Like, there's some. Oh my God, Patrick Mahomes, where are you throwing the ball? I got Bama bringing it home, and I don't think it's close. I might actually sprinkle Bama plus 200 to win the Natty. I wish it was more than plus 200, because I would hit it even harder.
Right.
I think he has them playing as well as they've been playing the past few weeks. We look at the Auburn game, they got down, they came back. We look at the USF game earlier in the year. They had to grind it out to win, they won. They called okay.
They called it pass interference.
Yeah, what the such a late
They're
flag?
mainly because they're. Oh!
What happened?
Mahomes just threw a pick.
Mar? Mar, is it alive? Are we alive? Oh?
Sorry for yelling so loud. But
Well, that defense has to stop Jordan Love. Something it hasn't done all night. I've got Bama bringing it home.
He overthrew Sky Moore.
I've got Bama bringing it home. I'm about to watch it right now. Mahomes dropped back. He threw it right to him. I love it. Is that Adrian Amos? Just made that play?
No, that's I think some dude named Hilton.
Oh. Regardless. I mean, they still have all 3 timeouts and 5:14 to go.
But if Green Bay scores a field goal, you're still under your.
We're right at 46.
We are right now?
No more points.
Wait, is that with a field goal or without a field goal?
With the field goal.
With the field goal, we're at 46, Joey. So
Okay.
we need Green Bay to drain clock.
Yes.
Regardless, I've got Bama bringing it home. I know Mar probably does too.
Hands down, not a doubt in my mind. I think this is the year that we go ahead and just get another championship.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you right now, if that does happen, the championship, like I said, that's just another ideal credit to Nick Saban's GOAT status as a coach, his Hall of Fame career. But the thing with me, I always want to see a good SEC team win. At heart, I want to see the SEC bring it home.
Oh, of course.
But, it's hard because I love Michael Penix. I love Michael Penix all year. And here's the thing I got a lot of hate for saying this. But once, and I told this to Mark can back me up on this 100%. Once I said that Miro got the keys back to the Ferrari, he was not stopping.
Nope. He was just driving the fucker.
And you know what put the icing on the cake of that? When he threw that one insane of a million where I screamed, where I'm not even a Bama fan, but I screamed like a female.
You know about 4th and 31?
Orphan forever.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Katie.
He threw that thing for the biggest, beautifulest pass I've seen in the last 10 years. In the back corner of the red zone, he caught that, and I thought he popped through the roof like the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah! Me, I'm screaming my ass off. Like, he really caught that shit.
Yeah, that was insane.
So I would love to keep riding the train of Michael Penix and that talented Washington offense, but I can't do it. I've been more impressed with Milroe's run this whole time since he got the keys back to the Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta go Bama. I know Mar's happy I'm saying Bama, but I'm not doing it for Mar. Milroe is playing like a bad man, bro.
Bad man.
Like I said, he's looking like, I'm not trying to get the praise, but he's playing like Cam when Cam made that run to the Natty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's playing out of his freaking mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go. As much as I want to pick Washington so bad, because I honestly want to say screw Bama, but I feel bad because Bama's heating up at the right time. I gotta go Bama.
I think they win the whole thing.
You know,
You're smart, man. I love you, man. You know.
I love you too, brother. Like I said, I've been on the
Yeah.
Miller. I've been on the Miller train. Like I told you before, I said get the keys back.
Yeah.
You're watching that kid from Notre Dame. I'm like, Mar, get the keys back to Milrow. And what happened? Following week, they gave the keys back to Milrow, and I was like, Mar, there you go.
That USF game was just bad all the way around.
All the way around. But well, that is our predictions for the college football playoffs.
Yeah, I got nothing else.
We have Bama beating Michigan to move on to the national championship. We have Washington beating Texas, moving on to the national championship. And in the final game, the big
Wait, hold on.
game.
Before the final game, let's say that game does happen, right? Alabama, Washington.
Kitty.
What would the odds be?
Bama minus 150. Bama
Yeah,
money line might be like minus 140, 150.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. But and in the final game, big game, national championship, Washington, Alabama. Unanimous again. We have Alabama winning the entire.
Like I said, I learned a rule about when it comes to national championships.
Mm-hmm.
Don't bet against Nick Saban.
Nope.
Never bet
You'll lose
against-
your house, you'll lose your marriage, and you'll
You'll
lose
lose
the
your
visitation
house.
of your kids.
You lose your mortgage. You'll lose your car.
Mm-hmm.
You lose everything. That
You'll be
you
one broke son of a bitch if they get in the championship. You do not again. I don't care if they're plus 500. You never ever bet against Alabama and Nick Saban.
Mm-hmm.
telling you. But that's gonna wrap it up for this episode, man. We went ahead and had to react to the college football playoff rankings. Of course, make sure you follow us on Twitter. If you're not already following us on Twitter, join our Discord.
Absolutely
Follow us
free.
on Twitch as well. 'Cause we're gonna start doing.
We're
some
gonna
stuff
have to, yeah. I'm excited to
Yes.
get that rolling
So that's
too.
gonna be fun. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Podcast will go up on the YouTube channel.
I'll probably have it up. I'll have it up tomorrow.
And I need to get that clip for that SpongeBob hit.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
I will make sure when I'm editing that tomorrow afternoon on lunch break. I'll grab it and. Do you want me to drop it in the drive for you?
Yes.
Okay.
need that. But
Dude, no, I was looking around and I saw it. I was like, what the hell's that big yellow thing? And I realized, I'm like, so I'm like, okay, I got to do it.
But yeah, follow us on Twitch. Follow us on Twitter if you haven't already. Join our Discord. It is free. You don't gotta pay. We don't charge. Okay, cool. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Podcast episodes do go up on YouTube, so you can watch us.
Mm-hmm.
Out on Spotify. The podcasts do go on Spotify as well, so you can listen to us. On the car, in your ear, in the AirPods, whatever the case may be. We literally have every single platform out for you guys to connect with us, tap in with us. We're just here to have fun, man.
They just Jalen Hurts it for the first down. I love it.
I mean, I'm currently sweating and under.
So am I. I'm with you.
I'm on the edge. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Hope y'all enjoyed y'all weekend. Hope y'all have a great week.
And your boy's turning 31 tomorrow.
Oh God,
Your
you're gonna be
boy
old.
Joey is 31 tomorrow.
I'm 28 in a couple weeks too.
We're gonna go ahead and say happy birthday to the man Joey.
Happy
We're so
birthday, Joey.
that,
Woo!
he's gonna be an old bastard tomorrow. Okay,
Ha!
just had to put that out.
Hashtag no graves.
Not yet. Hashtag no grades. I
I'm
love
not gonna
that.
lie.
No
If I'm gonna
grave.
do it great, if I have like a great fox patch, that shit looks good, I'm keeping it.
Ah, there you
that.
go. Anyway,
No grade. But we are counting down to the final days of 2023.
that's
We'll have two more
insane.
podcasts. We'll have 2 more podcast episodes drop before the end of this year.
Mhm.
We will be having our end of year review recap where we go over everything that's pretty much occurred in the year 2023.
For us, yeah. And
That's
for
going
us.
to be-
When is that?
nuts.
What year? What day is that? Do we have a day for that yet?
I don't think we do.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
But
Mm-hmm.
again, we want to, we're not trying to do too much. We're trying to be as less active as possible, just because of the sole fact it is the holiday season. We want y'all to spend time with y'all families as much as we are spending time with ours. But of course, we will still be around in the Discord. We'll still be talking.
Oh
here
no,
and
did
there.
he get hurt?
Joey. Who?
Christian Watson.
Damn.
Okay.
So,
Untouched and got hurt.
we will still be around in the Discord here and there.
I'll be throwing
active,
I'll be throwing bowl plays out, and we'll be throwing
we'll
college
be
football
throwing
plays out.
plays
Oh
out.
yeah.
So just because it's the holiday
I can't
season,
wait
don't
for
mean
I
we're
can't
not
wait
gonna
for the
throw
bowl.
plays out, man. Y'all
Yeah.
gotta
Oh yeah.
stay tuned. We have a lot coming, man. We have a lot coming.
And I got my own plans that I plan on doing as soon as the new year comes. So that's gonna be.
Oh.
Oh, to sum it up.
You'll have to
So
stay
pretty
tuned.
much what I'm gonna do. Yeah, stay tuned because our last podcast of the year, I'm gonna drop it.
Don't
And it's
spoil
going to be
anything.
lit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna spoil nothing.
He just
I
pulled a
haven't told-
hamstring.
Oh, here's the thing is,
Don't
I
you
haven't even told
spoil
y'all
it.
yet. I haven't even told y'all yet.
I know.
Okay. We're ready.
But that's pretty much it, man. Hope y'all have a good day. Hope y'all have a good week. Happy holidays if you don't hear us again. And
We'll see you in the new year.
me-
Honestly.
for me, Happy New Year as well
Yeah.
if you don't see us again, because we won't be seeing y'all for almost the rest of the year in 2023. We'll be seeing y'all in 2024.
Oh yeah.
But
Before.
again, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We can't wait for a new year. We can't wait to show you guys what we have in store for y'all. But until then, for myself, for Ryan, Joey, the rest of the Fab Five, we are out, bitches.